Along with candidates running for state representative, Congress, and governor, the November 2nd ballot will also contain 4 ballot questions for Needham residents, and Natalie Guthrie tells us all about them.
Election Day is right around the corner, which means that Massachusetts voters will decide the fate of questions ranging anywhere from sales tax to tax on alcohol. Question 1 would remove Massachusetts' sales tax on alcoholic beverages and alcohol. Voting yes on question 1 would restore the sales tax exemption that alcohol had enjoyed until last year. The liquor industry claims that they've lost about 10 to 40% of sales since the tax was imposed last year. In addition, YesToOne.com argues that the new sales tax should be repealed because it's an unfair double tax. However, voting no would make no change in the state sales tax on alcoholic beverages. NoOnOneMA.com continues to argue that Massachusetts revenue officials say the alcohol sales tax generated about $97 million in fiscal year 2010 and is projected to bring in about $110 million when it would be in effect for all 12 months. Question 2 is regarding comprehensive permits for low and moderate income housing. The proposed measure would remove a state law, Chapter 40B, that allows an organization that is proposing to build government-subsidized housing that includes low or moderate income units to apply for a single comprehensive permit from a city or town zoning board of appeals. Voting yes on question 2 would remove Chapter 40B. Proponents for question 2 from repeal40b.com believes the law needs to be tossed out completely to force the state legislature to write one that is fairer to communities and also produces housing that low-income people can really afford. They also argue that developers are afforded lots of ways to overcharge the state and artificially increase real estate prices in the bargain. Voting no on question 2 would make no change in the current Chapter 40B law. According to the 2010 Get Out the Vote Coalition, they say Chapter 40B has created 58,000 homes across the state and is responsible for approximately 80% of new affordable housing over the past decade outside the larger cities. Question 3 would reduce the state's sales and use tax rates. Voting yes on question 3 would reduce the state sales tax to 3%. Question 3 was filed by former Libertarian Party gubernatorial candidate Carla Howell. Howell argues that when the sales tax was raised to 6.25%, thousands of people lost their jobs. She believes that rolling back the state sales tax would create jobs, give the average taxpayer about $688 a year, and attract shoppers from neighboring states. Voting no on question 3 would keep the current 6.25% sales tax. Massachusetts Taxpayers Association President Michael Windmer says that if question 1 passes, the state will be $2.5 billion a year in the hole. VoteNoQuestion3.com argues that the sales tax helps pay for things we value and rely on, like good schools, police and fire protection, safe roads and bridges, clean water, and quality health care. They feel that cutting the sales tax by more than half will prevent us from achieving those goals. For 73 Massachusetts cities and towns in the state, including Needham, there will be a 4th non-binding ballot question. Question 4 asks, shall the state representative from this district be instructed to vote in favor of legislation that would allow the state to regulate the taxation, cultivation, and sale of marijuana to adults? For more information on the 2010 ballot questions, visit the Massachusetts Elections Division's website at www.sec.state.ma.us. All 4 questions will be on the November 2nd ballot. For the Needham Channel News, I'm Natalie Guthrie.